All right, everybody. You know what? We're going to try this. I've been tripping on some things, and I discovered this good old movie maker. Always powered by coffee, always. This is just a little bit of a side episode, I guess, because we are days away from moving from this place into a new one. And so, like I said, I'm going to be on hiatus for a little while. But, I thought I would maybe play catch up with you guys. This can be music related, but I'm not going to really show anything. I've had questions over the last couple of years about my music collecting habits and how much I like things and stuff. One of my questions right off the bat, I remember if somebody asked me was Mighty Psycho. What was the first concert you ever went to? Now I know that I went off and I mentioned that the first concert that I ever went to was the Echo and the Bunnymen concert in the fall of '80 with U2 opening in Chicago. But little bits of my memory are starting to come back on and off. And because I'm from Northwest Illinois originally, okay? I was born in Cary, Illinois, but I was raised in Crystal Lake, Illinois for my first 13 years of my life, pretty much, okay? And I remember actually going to one of these carnivals that they were having, just in the center of town. In the Crystal Lake Plaza it was actually, I remember. And they had a band called Shire. Now, Shire, I showed their album many, many episodes ago. I came across a copy of this thing in a resale shop in Northwest Illinois. And if you've never heard of Shire, go look on YouTube. They kind of were pompy, I don't want to say Stixy, but I mean, they kind of had the guitars and the keyboard and stuff like that. That was actually the first concert I went to. And I'm like, I had to dig into my memory because I do remember being there. And I hung around for a while and listened, and then I had to get going. So that actually was my first memory. Now, best guess I could tell you, it was late 70s. Honestly, that was before they put their album out because they didn't put that out till '81, and that was what I call the garage band that lived down the street from me. I lived on Williams Street in Crystal Lake. If anybody knows Crystal Lake really well, these guys almost were on the corner of Williams and Paddock. And you know what? I mean, I wouldn't be too much of a pain in the ass, but yeah, I stopped and listened once or twice. I do remember that I was at the lip of the driveway and I was listening to that stuff, and it just seemed neat. And that was before the record store even came in, shortly before that, because the record store, Full Circle, didn't come in till late '79, and that's when my addiction kind of sped up. But unfortunately, for things the case may be, I missed a lot of concerts in the early '80s. Part of it financial, part of it was parental. But I played catch up in the late '80s when I was on my own, not quite. I ended up going to see a handful of hair metal shows, but I'm trying to think. My first after the U2 show, I saw Petra and Servant at Mundelein High School. I want to say that was in '81. It was when the Never Say Die album came out for Petra, and I love that album. Petra was better to me than Servant, honestly. Servant showed pictures of starving African children, which I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But I mean, it's just the whole feeling was to get you boo-hooing. I mean, it's for a 14-year-old kid, I had some compassion, but I was like, the music to me just seemed a little too preachy at times, At least with Petra, it was down to earth, and it hit me. It hit me in my heart, actually, and that's how music's supposed to be, right? And then after, let's see, so '81, and then like I said, I didn't go to another concert until '88. Yeah, '88, because then the next one that I went to was Def Leppard Great White? No. No, it was White Snake with Great White opening. That was in '88. And I want to say a few days later, then it was Def Leppard in Europe opening in the late '80s. And then, excuse me, in '90, I saw The Greatest Show on Earth. Oh, man, what a show. That was Alpine. No, wait a minute. I am so sorry. I am just all jitterish here today. I did also see The Monsters of Rock. And that was in '88. That was, oh, man, I hope I can get this right. Kingdom Come, Dokken, Scorpions, Metallica, Van Hagar. It's the only time I ever saw Van Hagar, but God, what a show from what I remember of it. But then it was Greatest Show on Earth, which was, let me think about the order here. Faster Pussycat, Slaughter, Winger, Kiss. I hope I got that right. That was also Alpine Valley too, for the Hot in the Shade tour for Kiss, and I'm glad I got to see Eric Carr drum. That kind of was awesome. That was my first Kiss concert, actually, was in '90. And I just remember the Sphinx with, like, the lasers coming out. I'm like, oh, man, that's crazy. And that was an awesome show. But then I got to confess, I didn't go to another concert. Man, I didn't go to another concert because I ended up getting married again and kids and life kind of, life keeps you busy. So I didn't end up going to another concert, I want to say, until, it's '97? Yeah, I went and saw Kansas. I saw Kansas on the Freak of Nature tour, and I think that was in '97, with a really cool R&B band, Deluxury, opened up in Carpentersville, Illinois. I had 10th row, $4. One of the best bargains I think I had in quite some time. I tried to meet him afterwards. I ended up meeting David Ragsdale, the violin player for Kansas at the time. Really awesome, laid-back guy. Me and him talked for a few minutes because I was so impressed about his violin prowess. One other thing really quick. Yes, for the Petra concert, I did meet the members of Petra in '81, and we tried to meet Echo and U2, and I don't know what happened that night. I just don't remember meeting anybody of that one. And as far as for Def Leppard is concerned, I do remember giving one of the members a high five on the way to the stage. The best I could tell you is it wasn't Joe Elliott or Rick Allen. I don't know who it was. It was one of the other three at the time. I'm sorry. But yeah, okay. So back to the Kansas. It's like I said, I went and saw them there. And then it would be '98. I saw Kiss at the Rockford Metro Center for the Psycho Circus 3D tour. 3D was kind of crummy, but seeing the damn band, the original four, oh hell yeah! Oh, I love that one. I had what was it? Front row balcony is what I had. I had Gene in front of me the whole time, pretty much, for that one. I took my stepson David with me on that one. And the opening act for that was Econoline Crush, which, if I remember correctly, they were out of Canada, did 2 albums and disappeared. The next tour date literally was Madison, Wisconsin, and they were changing it to Collective Soul. I'm like, oh, that figures, because I'm a big Collective Soul fan. So Kiss, that was awesome. We tried to meet them in '98. That didn't work. '99, the only show that I remember going to was Don McLean. I ended up going to see Don McLean at the Woodstock Opera House. I actually had front row to that, and he had no band. So just, that was Thanksgiving night of '99. I remember that. And just to hear him play American Pie and Vincent, oh man, almost made us all tear up at that one. And then 2000, Kiss came back to town again, and I remember that, that one was Skid Row was the opener. That was Johnny Bollinger, though, not Sebastian. Ted Nugent. Oh, that was the first time I saw Nuge. That was awesome in 2000. And as an added bonus, Tommy Aldridge, drummer extraordinaire. He happened to be there playing drums. If I remember correctly, though, shortly after that, he jumped to Thin Lizzy, or maybe it was Thin Lizzy and then jumped to Nugent. I can't remember. He was in a lot of bands, but then he got hurt, if I remember correctly. So he was out of commission for a little while. But I got to talk to Tommy, and actually it was really cool. I got to meet almost all of Skid Row before the concert. They were awesome. Met Tommy Aldridge, and Peter Criss unfortunately blew us off. It was just me and my kid. That's it. He just went, and I said to him, "Hey, I spent my lunch money on you in '76." Yeah, a lot of good that did, right? Well, whatever. I heard he was unhappy anyway in that around that time frame, but he still could have at least, said hey to us or something. Whatever. And then, you know what? I'm going to leave this. This is going to be part 1. So I stop here at 2000, and I'll tell you all the rest of the shows the next time around. Yeah, I know you didn't expect this video, and neither did I. So remember, kids, there'll be more of these. But like and subscribe to Psycho's Platters, please. We'll love you for it. Take care. God bless. Rock on. See you next time.